in a winter wonderland. Ho, ho, ho. Meatloaf, meatloaf. I hate meatloaf.
Are you gonna cry? Cry?
Ralphie, your mother.
All I want for Christmas is your tryout.
Live from the Raw Live Production Studio, it's True NFL with Frankie J and T.O. And here's your host, Frankie J.
I am, in fact, Frankie J. And to my right, the three-time Hall of Shamer, T.O. T.O. Another crazy week of NFL football. But before we get into that, 'cause we got a long list, let's just get right into it with On This Day.
Oh, Lord. You're getting me. Get me already with a little On This Day. All right, ready?
I'm always ready.
1987. This guy for the Buffalo Sabres led the Sabres to a 5-2 win over Detroit and recorded his 100th win as a goalie, becoming the youngest player to reach 100 wins at 22 years old. Name that goalie.
Darren Pupa.
Tom Barrasso.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Another great, what a great goalie he was.
The Brown Cats.
1994, fiercely opposed by the players. Baseball owners imposed the salary cap.
Ooh.
2022, here's one of your favorite players, Alex Ovechkin. Passes Gordie Howe for second place with most career goals.
Good for him.
And here's one for the NFL here. 1972 on this day, the Immaculate Reception.
Wow, on this actual day?
On this actual day.
No kidding. And
So-
that's still sketchy because you don't know if the ball bounced off the ground or not. You don't
Oh,
really
wow.
know.
He caught that ball.
Yeah, but the camera angles, they don't have the camera angles like they have today. But it's always going to be a mystery because that camera just didn't get quite to the ground. So who knows?
Either way, Pittsburgh came back to win that game. I think they were losing 7-6 before that.
I don't know the score, but I just know I remember the replay, and they have dissected that play a million times, all the camera angles, and there's just that one view that you don't know if it touched the ground or not. But, hey, it was immaculate reception.
So do you think, you saw that Seattle game this week, you think the NFL should get the calls right at all costs and do whatever it takes to get the calls right, or do you think?
Well, I listen, if they got all this technology and they got this, schmuck sitting in New York and they can override a call, they got to start doing that because the outcomes of these games are really affected by referees' calls, and we all know that. And there was a couple sketchy games this week with referees pretty much choosing the outcome of the game, if you want to get technical.
I don't want to ever say that. That's not me.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's weird because from week 1 till right now, week 16, I was not a believer in this whole rigged thing, but I have to kind of start to wonder if it's a gambling. I don't know if it's necessarily rigged, but I definitely think that there's something deeper rooted with this whole thing. Gambling,
Yeah, as
whatever.
Watson would say, or Justin Tucker would say, the game is massaged. would you agree with that?
Yeah, I wonder where he is these days. I wonder what
Wait,
he's doing
who?
right now.
Who?
Tucker.
What? Oh, yeah.
Wonder what
You
he's
wonder
up to.
why he was missing all those kicks.
Maybe
he didn't
the
even
Bills
need a
should bring him
doink.
in. Maybe the
No,
Bills
they
should bring him in.
Speaking of that, they bring in that kicker. The announcer mentions doinks and how they Indy just got rid of that kicker because he can't make extra points. Right on cue, he hits the doink. In our game.
There was 3 of them this week. 3 doinks.
Ramping up the drama.
Ramping up the doinks. Doink the halls with balls of holly.
There's nothing like that noise.
I
You want
can't
to know
do the
something?
noise.
Oh, speaking of holly, because this goes right with mistletoe, I found out a couple cool things about mistletoe. You want to hear? In the
Yeah,
Christmas.
sure. Shoot.
There's a lot of big things going on. All right, you've heard the tree of life, correct?
Yes.
Do you know what that tree actually is?
No.
It's an ash tree, okay? And a mistletoe. Mistletoe is, well, Viscalium albium, I think is the real name for that. But anyways, it is an obligate something, which means it needs a host. Okay, so it's a parasitic plant. That means it needs a host, but it makes its own chlorophyll. It grows on all these different trees. There's so many different species, but the one that grows on the tree of life, the ash tree, is now being studied for cancer research.
Really?
Yeah, amazing, right? Just a little. Well, they can't do anything with it now because obviously it has to go into studies. But the tree of life, the mistletoe that grows on the tree of life, is the one that they're doing the studies with, and it only grows on this ash tree. That's the only one that has these properties. It's kind of phenomenal, if you ask me.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah.
I see. I never dug into the research of trees, but I will for today
There you go.
because it is a Merry Christmas theme
yeah.
going on here.
I didn't know that the tree of life was actually an ash tree. I would have thought it would be a marijuana plant.
Well, the tree of high,
Yeah.
the high tree. That's awesome.
What's Josh Allen going to need to win MVP? Little mistletoe?
Just win out.
Yeah.
Ball out, win out. And if he does that, I can't see him not winning the MVP because Matt Stafford, obviously lost that game. Well, he didn't lose the game, but the Rams lost the game overall as a team with the help of the referees. I just think that Josh Allen's on his way to a second MVP in a row. And if it's the narrative, as we all are buying into lately, Bills closing Highmark Stadium, going over to the new Highmark Stadium. The Bills have the easiest road to the Super Bowl. In fact, they had officially clinched their playoff spot last night. Not that they wouldn't make the playoffs, but because the Colts lost, they are, along with the Jaguars and the Chargers, I believe, all clinched because of the Colts shit in the sheets last night. Why don't we talk about that? Let's talk about Phillip Rivers. Is he done for the season? Because I thought I heard, it might have been Troy Aikman last night when they had pulled him near the end of the game when it was on, they weren't going to come back. Is this the last we see of Phillip Rivers this year? What do you think on that? I mean,
I don't think so. I think he plays still.
You think so?
They probably shouldn't. They probably should see what they got since Danny Dimes probably isn't coming back either. And obviously Phillip Rivers won't be back, but I don't think he goes out like that.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think they'd bring him in just to pull him in that last game and then not have him play again. It doesn't seem right. It seems unfair.
It seems unfair, but in all reality, the guy is 44 years old. He hasn't played in 5 years. He had a call. I mean, you got to admit the 2 games that he has played, he's played. He's put up.
Yeah, he didn't
points.
lose it.
He didn't lose it. And I thought last night in the beginning when they were going back and forth and scoring touchdowns, I'm like, man, we're gonna have a shootout here. And then it went south for Indianapolis, as we all saw, and they were at home. Horrible loss for them. They have now, I think, a 3 or 6% chance of making the playoffs. What are you going to do? I mean,
What a difference a few games makes.
it's amazing that in 1 week you can go from a 2nd seed to a 5th seed or whatever. It's amazing how the league is working out right now, the losses, the wins. And, and you could even bring up the Chiefs. All of a sudden, the Chiefs are out of the playoffs for the first time in a decade. And now they're moving.
Got to move out.
Got to move out. And it's weird because now if this has been in the works for years, I haven't heard anything about it. I thought it would have been talked about more, but it just seems sort of fishy, the word I like to use, that all of a sudden they're out of the playoffs. They lose miserably. Gardner Minshew gets hurt. He doesn't have a torn ACL, by the way. And all of a sudden the announcement was made. They're moving to Kansas in 2031. Where does this come from? What are they going to be called? The Kansas what? Like, what are they going to call them? The
Still
Chiefs?
going to be the Chiefs. Yeah, still from Kansas. Just moving
So
one
it's
side
going
of
to be
town to the
Kansas
next.
Chiefs, and not Kansas City.
Kansas
so it's gonna
City Chiefs still, I would guess.
Be, how?
It's called Mahomes' team.
So the Kansas Mahomes.
The Mahomes boys.
The Mahomes boys.
There you go. Kind of freshen
love
up the
it.
names here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the Chiefs definitely didn't. We found out this year, and anybody watching wherever you might be watching, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or the tweets, definitely feel free to drop a comment wherever you are listening. But you saw who the Chiefs really are. Last year, they were not that good. I've said it a million times. They were the best, worst team in the league. Got to the Super Bowl, got smoked. This year, you saw the real Chiefs from week 1. You saw the real Chiefs. I don't care how many weapons you have.
None.
they shit the sheets all year long, and they had a chance to make a comeback. They won some games, and then they shit the sheets again. So they're out. They're done, and now they're moving to Kansas. They got to run away now.
Yeah, and their stadium was built for tailgating.
Yeah,
Right off the
barbecue.
thruway like that, barbecuing, huge lot for both the stadiums there. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be missed. But 2031 is the release date for the stadium. Domed. It's going to be a dome stadium.
See, now that's stupid. Kansas City has built not dynasty, but they have built their game like the Bills. Cold weather, home field advantage, and now they're going to a dome stadium. I see the whole dynamic of that franchise changing now. What do you think?
Probably going to win a couple more Super Bowls.
Jesus.
Like our buddy on the other show, Dame, said, same thing happened to Tom Brady. He had won 3 Super Bowls, tore his ACL, comes back, wins 3 more. Yeah, I could easily see him getting back there at some point in time. It's Mahomes we're talking about.
I hope not. I hope the Bills win the Super Bowl this year.
Hope
And
sounds
I
like a
hope
Buffalo
that
word.
Well,
A lot of
hope is
hope.
a strong word, according to Red from Shawshank Redemption. It's a bad word to use, but I do hope they win a Super Bowl. I need a Super Bowl win. I need to cry tears of joy for once. I want to fall to my knees and look up and say, thank you, Lord, for giving us just one. Just give us one. I don't need a ton. Just give us one Super Bowl. Give us one Stanley Cup. Just give us something, for crying out loud. Just something. Why can't they just give us one?
Small market. You got a
But
good
they
shot. You built a new stadium. You spent bazillions in a league that makes bazillions. You might get rewarded.
Well, there was a big board meeting, I think, yesterday in Orchard Park, New York, where the stadium is, and there's a lot of people saying that they should put up a few hotels around the new stadium and some sidewalks and stuff to draw in more fans to where you could, potentially turn it from a small market to a medium-sized market. I know it's a small market, but it's a worldwide thing. There's Bills Mafia fans everywhere. So what do you mean? I mean, small market, how do you define small market versus big market? Size of the city, the population?
Yeah.
Is
The
that
amount of
really what it
money
comes
and
down to?
revenue, the amount of money and revenue that team brings in for the NFL.
Right, but then here's the thing. The Bills' new stadium, they're going to be charging so much money for tickets. A lot of the seats are already bought up by a lot of corporate people. Is that going to raise the market value of the team? I mean, is that going to raise the
I don't know.
market?
They're already complaining that they're losing jersey sales to knockoff jerseys. So they're already bitching and complaining about money.
Well, about jersey sales,
Yeah.
talk about that, because I didn't
The
even know
jersey
about this.
sales, they made a post that said
That's an ugly sweater, by the way.
they've lost. What do you mean? It's my Christmas sweater. It's supposed to be an ugly Christmas sweater. That's what it's supposed to be. It's doing its
Definitely
job.
ugly. Is that a
It's
is
just
that
like
a
our
Christmas
background.
Bills hat?
No. This just looks like Josh Allen finished all over my hat, and I'm wearing it.
That's weird.
Go Bills! That's
Yeah,
what
go
that looks
Bills.
like. I don't know what the design is there, but
That's awesome.
yeah, we'll go as far as he gets us. What were we talking about? You just threw me off there
I threw you
with
off.
that.
The jersey sales.
Oh yeah, the jersey sales.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
said
yeah.
we're buying too many knockoff jerseys here in Buffalo. That's because the price of a real jersey is like $200 when you can just buy a freaking one
For $50.
for $50 off the street and get it dirty at the football game. I'm not trying to go there like it's a suit. It's gonna get dirty. I'll buy
Bills
anything that
Mafia.
just says, yeah. Come on, man. So yeah, it's probably happening all over the league though.
I could see
Knockoff
jersey
jerseys.
sales going up if we won a Super Bowl. And
If I buy a real jersey, I'm getting it signed and putting it in a glass case. I'm probably not wearing it.
well,
Right.
touche. I'm not a real big fan of wearing jerseys because it seems like anytime I've bought a jersey, that player ends up leaving,
Oh,
especially in hockey. So for me, do I have a Josh Allen jersey? Yeah, it's one of those knockoffs, but it looks pretty damn real.
you wear
But
it
if you
out
pick-
or
Yeah.
you just wear it to games. I stopped wearing jerseys as an adult male at the age of like 25.
You still wear them on the show.
On the show, yeah.
Yeah,
To
so
go out in
you too.
public in a jersey, I don't really do that much.
Well, no, I'm just not a jersey guy. I'd rather wear a cool T-shirt. Like I got Beasley T-shirt on today. I still miss Cole Beasley. I think he'd be a really big asset right now. Truthfully,
Probably be our best receiver right now today.
he was really good at getting open. He was a little squirmy and slippery, and he got those yards. He had a real good career in Dallas. I mean, the
Zone
guy-
coverage. He was a fiend.
Yeah, I just feel that he would be a good. That's why I wore it. I
Speaking of
watched-
fiends,
yeah,
Not to mention Santa or anything. He was a fiend, but not. But you said you were seeing a lot of smelling salts on the field.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if anybody out there has noticed, but every time, and I didn't know they were allowed to do this, but
I
I
did
think a
ask
lot
that
of,
question. A lot of people have noticed this.
yeah, I've noticed that on the field at the line of scrimmage, there's like 5, 6, 7 smelling salts laying on the ground.
6,
And
7.
I'm like, so they must be shoving them in their gloves or in their wristbands or whatever. And right before the hike or whatever, they're sniffing it up and then they just throw it. And I mean, keep
What's
that
the
stuff on
rule?
the sidelines.
You can
I
bring
don't
them in.
know. I didn't know until I started seeing it a few weeks ago. I'm like, are those smelling salts? Because I have smelling salts, because I can't breathe out of my nose sometimes. And when you crack those suckers open, they turn pink and they stick out like a sore thumb on the ground. And I've started seeing this. I'm like, I mean, to me, it's weird. Do I really care? No, I'm not out there on the field of
Jeez.
battle playing. However, shouldn't there be some sort of rule to that? I know the new rules were put in place that the players had to buy their own salts. They won't be provided by the teams. But now
That's what it was. They can bring in as many as they want. Man, pretty soon there's going to be addicts all over just combing the carpets.
They're yeah, they're gonna be breaking into the stadium and stealing smelling salts. But it just seems weird to me. I pick out the really weird things. There was I think it was what game was it where there was a pigeon flying and chasing the players on a special teams kickoff. They had it on camera where the pigeon was chasing the kicking team down the field, and then he landed on the field after the play had ended. It was really funny. I don't know.
Mike Tyson raised pigeons.
He loves his pigeons.
Wonder if it was one of his. He come running out on the field.
Where my pigeon?
He loves his pigeons. I guess they're really good pets. They're just sloppy.
Well, they're homing. You can tie things to them, send notes to.
They're messengers.
Yeah, messenger
Maybe
pigeon.
the message is being sent to the Bills.
What?
the
That they're
Super
not
Bowl.
going to win the division?
Yeah, I don't know about this division thing. Does it really matter?
Nah.
I mean, really doesn't matter. We've won the division 5 years in a row or 6 years
Kind
in
of
a row.
though. You'd like to finish out at home.
You'd like to, but it just seems like the Bills, even though they've won the division all these years in a row, does it really matter? No, because they haven't taken advantage of that division win. I almost feel like they would be better off not winning the division because it'll make them more hungry to win the playoff games. I think that winning the division makes people feel like they won something. It's like hockey. When they get to the Stanley Cup, it's like it's like this thing where if they touch that trophy before they touch the Stanley Cup is bad luck.
Yeah.
I think when the Bills win the division, they celebrate and they lose momentum, even though they don't say they do. They say they don't. Whatever. I almost prefer not to win the division. Is that being weird?
I'd want to win. I'd want to win the division. Get home field advantage.
I'm a home field kind of guy. I do like the home field advantage for sure.
Coaches worry me.
Well, I'm not too worried because, like we said over on NFL a little bit earlier, the Bills, Matt Ryan, Matty Ice, was doing a CBS spiel, and he did mention that he sees a lot of what the Bills are doing. It replicates what the Patriots were doing when they started their Super Bowl runs by using a lot of the tight ends, using their slot receivers. And if you notice, the last few games, Josh Allen's been leaning on his tight ends, Kincaid,
Yeah.
Knox, Haas, and he's been using Shakir. It seems like his main guys to go to. So, and Tom Brady would take the game on his shoulders, and they'd find ways to win. Even if they were losing, they would find ways to win at the end. So are we seeing a replication of what the Patriots were doing when they were crushing people? Perhaps. I don't know. And you got a defensive-minded coach in Sean McDermott, and we all know Bill Belichick's a defensive-minded coach. And, I mean, he beat us in Super Bowl 25.
I like the way they're using both running backs at the same time, Ty Johnson and Cook.
Well, Ray
I
Davis
think that's
comes
been
out once in
huge.
a while, too.
I mean, in passing situations, when you have both those two weapons out there, because your receivers blow. We're not even throwing to him, except for Shakir. That's it. The other ones don't even get – he's not even attempting to throw to him. So without Kincaid, because Kincaid really opens it up.
Yes.
And now with these two running backs playing at the same time, it's a little bit more of a dynamic.
For me, it seems like if James Cook is running all over the damn place, you let him run all over the place and you open up that play action, right? And it seems like they've been letting him cook a little bit more. and he makes the moves. And our offensive linemen are getting up to that second level and making those blocks where James Cook can make his move and make it to the end zone. We saw it on that one run. He should have been tackled 3 or 4 different times, but he wiggled his way through and got a 40-something yard run for a touchdown. So for me, I'm big on the play action. I think that's what's going to work for the Bills moving on through the playoffs. Keon Coleman was once again for the third time this season a healthy scratch. Ditch the guy. Bring back Gabe Davis. I think they're holding on to Gabe Davis for the playoffs because I think he's going to be a big factor in the playoffs. He's got that relationship with Josh. He makes big plays. Yeah, he had a couple bad routes. Every player does. So what are we going to see in the playoffs for the Bills? They did clinch last night, like I said. I always get nervous when it's playoffs because it's a new season and it's a higher intensity. It's a one and done. And we're definitely not going to see KC this year, which is good. And a lot of the really good quarterbacks that we've had to face are out. Yep. So who do we have to worry about? Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, New England. Who are we going to end up playing? To me, it's up in the air still, and I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm anxious. I'm nervous. We're down to the nitty gritty here, the end of the year. So, but speaking of the Steelers, DK Metcalf fined big time for taking a swing. Not sure if he connected fully, like Jake Paul got punched in the jaw, but he did take a swing at the fan and pulled on his wig and all that. The rumor is this. The rumor is that this guy has been following DK Metcalf from game to game, even when he was a Seattle Seahawk, and heckling him for a long time now. So I almost wonder if it finally just came to a head where he had enough. And DK Metcalf, nothing bothers me more than liars, and he's lying, saying that the fan had made a racial slur to him and said something really bad about his mother. But then another recording, audio and video, had surfaced a day after this thing happened, and you can clearly hear the fan not saying anything racial, anything except calling him by his real legal name, and I don't remember it, don't ask me. Dames knew that. There was nothing there for him to go to that fan. He should have just stayed the hell away. Why didn't he stay away? Why did he just, can't he control himself? Where is security for the Steelers? Why didn't they follow him over there and drag him back away from that fan? You're a professional athlete. You're getting paid tons of money. You got to shut that stuff out. You have to. And he has this, I think he's got CTE already. I really do. I think he's got problems. Antonio Brown definitely has CTE. It seems like a lot of these players that act like crazy animals and they can't contain their emotions, they have some sort of problem. And if you really think about it, go back to when they were playing in youth football all through high school and college. The helmet technology wasn't there. And now they got the helmet technology. A little late for some of these guys. There's something wrong with the guy. He's off. He's not right. What do you think about DK Metcalf? He did get fined, not very much. He only got a 2-game suspension. I feel he should have been suspended for the remainder of the season, pending an investigation into what really happened. But I think Dames mentioned if he appeals it, that he can still play.
Yeah.
I think the league would be just so wrong to let him play in the next 2 games. They made their decision. He suspended 2 games, fined a $14,000 or whatever, how many dollars. If you let him play next week and the week after, shame on you shame on you. Shame on the NFL if they allow that man to play. I just don't condone that behavior, especially when you're going after a fan. They're going to heckle you. You're in Detroit. What do you expect? Them to say, I love you and you're the best? No, they're going to heckle you and try to take you off your game, which they did. Because he didn't do well after that. Yeah,
he dropped like 3 passes. Did Kalen Zacharias Metcalf.
Yeah, so he made fun of his name. Big deal. Get over it, buddy.
If it does come out that what DK said, the fan called him and what he said, I can totally vouch for him punching him in the face, but he still should get fined. He still should be fined or suspended. You can't do that to a fan. He's buying a seat. He's allowed to talk. The fan's allowed to do whatever he wants. He's not allowed to go on the field. The same should be for the freaking player. He should be able to grab you by your hair and throw a punch at you because you're calling him names. I mean, come on. What are we doing?
Where do you draw
DK
the
Metcalf
line?
looks like one of those freaking robots anyways. The guy's huge. Now he's grabbing. Yeah, he's grabbing this dude by his hair and throwing a punch.
Yeah. I just feel that a lot of people dropped the ball, no pun intended, that day. stadium security and the Steelers security, especially knowing the guy's a hothead. He should
They
have
were
one
right there
person.
too. They were right behind him.
Why didn't they pull him back? It's almost like they weren't going to be able to stop him. When we know a guy like that once he starts raging, you can't stop the guy. Where do you draw the line, though? Where do you draw the line on fans being able to get away with certain things? The fan has lawyered up, and from what I understand in the latest news on that, is that they're going to investigate and they're going to look at these videos. They're going to listen to the audio, watch the video to see if in fact he did make racial slurs. And if he did, he should be held accountable. He should be banned from any NFL stadium after that.
Probably still will be.
You got to, as a fan, you got to respect your boundaries too, right? You're not allowed on the field to play. You're not allowed to throw things. There's rules to being fans. There's rules to being players. Where do you draw the line? Where do you?
If I'm that fan, I flail backwards and I can't get up off my seat.
Well, he's going to get
And
paid.
that guy's
either way.
paying me millions.
He's going to get paid no matter what. Just the league is going to save face. They're going to save face. The NFL is not. That's not a good look for the NFL.
No,
at all. He should have been ejected from the game once that happened.
Yeah.
Once you lay your hands on a fan, you need to be ejected from that game. Puzzling.
We've seen that in hockey. Remember when the fan jumped over, got his ass kicked by Rob Ray?
Oh, Rob Ray pummeled him.
Yeah, remember that?
That was back in the
Toronto. Domi did it too.
Yeah, and they weren't even fined or suspended. But that was a different era. Now we're in the era of everybody's held accountable, no matter what. They Stephon
Not
Diggs
really.
got fined
I don't
for
think
not
we
having
hold
his socks pulled up. Yeah, they do. The league holds these players very accountable, even for the smallest things like not having their socks and their knees exposed. And there's players every week that get fined for not having their socks up all the way over their knees, or their pants
shoes.
down to their knees, or two different colored shoes, or whatever. I mean, Keon Coleman, when he first came on the scene, he had two different colored gloves and two different colored shoes. Got fined. So there is standards that the players have to follow. And it just seemed to me that once he laid his hands on that fan, that's got to be an automatic ejection. Like, what were the referees? They didn't see it? How do you not see it? It was on the Jumbotron. Everybody saw it. It was viral within seconds of it happening. It was all over the internet right after it happened. There was reels getting millions of views, but nope, nothing. They had to.
He's a hothead, that Metcalf.
Well, our friend Dames was happy to see him go from Seattle, and obviously for valid reasons. The guy's a hothead. He's a penalty case, and he's a head case. He can cost your team the game. Luckily, he didn't this time. I don't want to say luckily because I don't want to see the Steelers in the playoffs either. But you got to hold him accountable. You got to make an immediate decision. Get him out of the field of play. Get him back in the locker room. Protect the integrity of the game. What's going on, Roger? We haven't had a talk with Roger in a while.
Uh-oh.
Roger, what are you doing? Quit worrying about playing in Madrid and Europe. Like, take care of the league here first. Get some standards, get some boundaries, and hold these players accountable. Like Puka Nacua with his nonsense. He's been spouting off early. You and I had a debate about this. Puka Nacua says that concussions aren't real. It's all in your head. I want you to repeat that.
Yeah.
Concussions aren't real. It's all in your head.
I've never known.
Shit.
I don't know any Samoan that gets a concussion. They're literally cracking coconuts off their head, dude. Like,
But
literally.
It's a real thing. And for him to say they're not real, it's in your head, shows you the guy's nuts. Yeah, it's in your head. It's called your brain, and your brain gets hit. It's a concussion. And they are real. They're a real thing. We've seen a lot of NFL players in their early 30s after they retire killing themselves, unfortunately, because things happen. They have memory loss, they double vision, headaches, all kinds of things.
What the hell's
go
the
wrong.
smelling salt for then?
The smelling salt. Have you ever done a smelling salt? They're actually pretty neat. It's ammonia.
No, but
and
it's supposed to
rubbing
just
alcohol.
wake you up real quick.
Well, it does. if you've
Shake the
ever-
cobwebs off your little head. It's in your head anyways.
Jesus Christ.
I can't believe he said that. I don't understand that comment.
He's been spouting off lately. He got fined for talking about the referees and the officiating. And then he goes live streaming talking about how concussions are fake. It's like, come on.
That's a
buddy.
guy who's got the script and knows he's not going to win this year, and he's pissed.
Is that
What do you
you're
think
gonna
about
go back
that?
to the script? I don't
What do you
know,
think
man.
about that?
I think you're as
What do you
ugly
think?
as your sweater right now.
Come on.
Come on.
Another fixed game in KC with the over-under. Fake-ass calls.
Gardner Minshew going down.
Gardner
Hospitals.
down. That was a weird game anyways. The over-under was like 30.
I don't
4
look
minutes.
at the over-unders. That's
Well,
on
you
me.
should, because then you'll know how the game's going to end. And if 70% of the people bet on that game's going to have a weird outcome.
So what's the spread this week with the Bills playing the
Well, I don't know
Philadelphia
about the
Eagles?
Bills. You can't. It's hard to pick out which game's going to screw you when you're betting like that. But
Yeah,
there always will be some game that's a little weird. It's usually the ones that are over 70%.
Yeah.
They
I'm
can
just
cash
happy I
out
don't
big that way.
gamble. I'm just glad I don't gamble because I'd probably
Same.
lose every time. And gambling's a bad disease if you get hooked on it. So moving on. Speaking of games
Pretty soon
being
it'll be a
thrown-
mental illness.
Well, it is already. It's a disease.
God.
They have gamblers and
It's called lack of self-control. Let's get real.
Well, we all know about that, right, Tio?
No, I have total self-control at all times.
You have impulse control issues. We all know that. So, did you hear about this? The left guard of the Cleveland Browns is being accused of throwing the game by letting Sanders get sacked at the end by Rousseau. And if you watch the play, it looks like he just let him through.
Probably did.
And I don't know, is it because the locker room doesn't like Shador and this guy wanted him to get planted by Greg Rousseau? Or is it because, I mean, the game wasn't a blowout. It was a close game, kind of, right? And all of a sudden, Shador Sanders gets buried 10 yards behind the play. Did he do it on purpose? You'd have to watch the replay of that. If anybody out there has seen that, definitely comment, because I watched that play over and over again. The play
Was it as bad as the Bosa play against KC that one game where he totally had a free run and then turns around and runs into oblivion to nowhere?
That play I still am questionable about. I think it was because he was playing Pat Mahomes, and Pat Mahomes is squirrely, and he's not real agile. He's a big, goofy dude, man.
He could have tripped him with his nose. It's freaking huge. He totally was running right at him.
Yeah, but Pat Mahomes just dips to the left. He misses it completely. I think he read screen and dropped back to, be there. Because if you notice the last few games, who's been putting their hands up the most and tipping passes? Joey Bosa.
So it was more blatant than that.
I really believe
I'll have to watch
so.
it. It's hard for me to
the
watch
play.
any more of that game after I watched that guy's leg completely turn him backwards and inside out.
I didn't see the
Holy
play. I must
shoot.
have had to go poop or something at the time. But what happened?
Quentin
That play?
Judkins caught that
Rookie.
pass. Our
Rookie.
guy hit him, and his leg completely just fell off. It was bent sideways like 1994 NHL when your guy got injured, and it was just crooked and like hanging the other way. He had to break it in two places for it to go that way because his leg was broke the other way, and then his ankle was going the other way.
No kidding.
Oh, they wouldn't even show it. It was so sick.
I wonder how it feels to get hurt like that.
He looked like he was smiling on the thing. You got to be in complete shock.
Well, when I get hurt,
Jesus.
I laugh. I'm just a laugher when I get hurt. So maybe that's what happened. I mean, look at when
Oh God!
who was
If
it?
you're holding your leg up like it's a freaking wet noodle, I don't know if it's that funny, dude.
dislocated ankle and a broken fibula, I believe.
Yeah, Whew, that's what it takes to make your leg go two different directions.
Yeah, and is he ever going to be right again? No, he's a rookie.
Yeah, they say it's not that bad. He did it the right way. Like he didn't hurt his ACL or his other one, PCL.
I got injured the right way. That's a really good way to put it.
He
By the
actually
way,
has a
great
good
injury.
chance. He has a
Great
good
injury.
chance to bounce back.
You'll be back within a year.
Oh,
Good-
God.
good
Well, that was
play.
a Tyreek Hill injury. He did the same.
Tyreek Hill was laughing too when he got hurt.
I'm
And a
sure
lot of
shock takes over after the first 10 minutes of excruciating pain because
It
you see
sure
him
does.
just slapping his leg like in pain. And then after he's
Well,
on the thing like,
I mean, have you ever broke your ankle or rolled your
No.
ankle really good? Okay, well, something happens to you. You start sweating. You go into shock. And my coping mechanism personally is laughing. I just laugh and try to laugh it off. But some people cry and throw towels over their head. I'd be laughing too. I'd be Tyreek Hill out there. I'd be like, ha, 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 I broke my ankle. Ha, ha, ha. But
haha, I made millions. I get to spend it at home now.
yeah, I get to sit at home and beat my third wife. Basically,
Wow.
I mean, that's what he's alleged. what
Speaking
he's
about
being
three
accused of.
wives, Diggs had a good game this week.
Yeah, he's getting fined for not having socks on too. He
Played barefoot like Gretzky?
No, he just
Oh.
didn't have his leg socks pulled up. He had them down to his ankle, and that's a big no-no in the NFL.
Little ankle socks.
Yeah. So the Bills, like I said, officially made the playoffs. But I want to move on. Lamar Jackson is under fire now for being immature. And this is being brought out in the media, being immature and I've been saying this forever, when it comes down to the line and a play doesn't go his way or something's not going his way, he has his little temper tantrums and runs to the sideline and throws his helmet and turns into a big bitch. So why is Lamar not winning Super Bowls? Because he turns into a bitch. You can't do that. You have to be in the game. Like Josh Allen, listen, has he gotten mad before? Sure. But has he gone off and thrown temper tantrums and been uncontrollable by teammates or coaches on the sidelines? No, he cools off. He gets right back into the game, and he finds a way to overcome what had just happened. The guy plays till the very last second of every game. Lamar Jackson sort of just flakes out. He flakes out, Todd. I've been saying this for years. The guy is not a champion. He's never going to win a Super Bowl with that personality, that attitude, and that behavior. You can disagree with me.
What did he say?
He doesn't say anything. He just acts like a big baby.
Well, how is he immature now?
How's he immature? How long has he been in the league?
Henry's the one, or what's his name, is the one that fumbles.
Yeah, but does he go off to the sidelines and throw his helmet and act like a big baby? No, he's got class.
I think he did.
Well, I mean, when you fumble as many times as he did this year and big fumbles that cost you a game, sure, he has the right to get mad. But at the same time, you're a quarterback. You're a captain. You are the face of that franchise. Lamar Jackson.
I think a lot of it's frustration.
Frustration is one thing, but don't act like a baby. Be frustrated, but get frustrated in a way that you're going to make it better moving forward. Pull the tablet out. Look at what went wrong and make it right. Throwing your helmet around, covering your head in a towel, and act like a big baby doesn't win games. Sorry. And look at where the Ravens are now. I mean, look where they are now. They're hanging
outside
out.
looking in.
They're outside lurking. And are they going to make the playoffs? I don't know. I don't know what the scenarios are for them to make the playoffs. Or
he might not play this week.
Good. Huntley will go in there and take pride in what he's doing. And he'll try to win a game. And you know what? He might very well go in there and make Lamar look bad.
Who's the scariest team in the AFC right now?
Who's the scariest
for
team?
us to play?
For us to play, I'd have to say New England. I think that rivalry's coming back, and they are a well-coached team. I'm not a Vrabel fan. I think he's just he's a byproduct of Bill Belichick. He's got that asshole personality that Bill Belichick had. He's real snippy with the media, just like Bill Belichick was. It's like Bill Belichick groomed him. Obviously, they scare me most of all. But if you can contain Drake May, you have a chance. And we did sign Matthew Judon, if you didn't notice.
Yep.
From the practice squad. So could he be a big factor? I don't know. His career's been kind of up and down, and it's odd that he started off his career in New England and he was a beast until he got hurt. Then he went to Tennessee, and then he went from Tennessee to Miami, and now we just signed him. So could he be a big factor at getting after the quarterback, which we really need desperately? You got Bosa on the other end. Who knows? Does he play this week? I don't know. Probably. I hope so. I want to see what he can do. I'm interested.
Are you afraid of Jacksonville Jaguar locks of love and
no
hashtag unemployed boyfriend quarterback?
No.
Not at all, huh?
No.
They just beat Denver.
So what?
That's what I think, too. I don't think he's that good.
I think he's been playing good football. I wouldn't trust him as my quarterback because he makes those stupid plays sometimes.
Trevor Lawrence or Sam Darnold?
Who would I take?
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence or Darnold?
Yeah.
That's not a fair question. I wouldn't take either.
You wouldn't take either, Josh Allen, freaking lover.
No, if I was to take any quarterback out of the two of them, I would probably pick Darnold, honestly.
Okay.
I just think that he's
got a better haircut.
That, that, and secondly, he seems to be more consistent. Where you know that he throws a good ball. I mean, he is pretty damn accurate when he gets going. I think a lot of his problem is that playoff game last year with Minnesota where he just totally looked lost. It was his first playoff game in his life. This year, is he going to be better? Certainly. He learned from that. He's smart. He's very smart.
Are they the best team in the NFC?
I'm scared of them, yeah. They have a nasty defense. And as Dames, being a Seahawks fan, says they're a better road team than anything. So, yeah, they scare me. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the NFC Championship. San Francisco is definitely a scary team because they just make it look easy sometimes. But George Kittle has an injury again. He had an ankle injury last night.
He did.
So that guy's always injured. It's like George, I'm injured Kittle. He's always injured. If it's not this, it's the other thing. But he plays hard, and that's what happens when you
How
play
good
hard.
is McCaffrey?
He's a beast, but he's going to be half paralyzed like John Cena when his career is over.
John
can't
Cena
even stand
farewell.
straight.
He did a farewell here in Buffalo.
Yes, he
not
did.
too-
Yes, he did. He's retired now, and if you watch him walk, he can barely stand up straight because
I kind of I didn't really ever like that guy.
I thought he was kind of weird, fruity.
He's a weirdo, especially
and
during
so-
that show they had with the Bella. He was a dick.
Yeah, he seems like he's got sort of an attitude. He tried to do the movie thing. I'm not a fan of him in the movies.
No.
He's not really a good actor. Stick to what you're good at, and that's wrestling. He was very popular. I mean, he did get over really well and was a real big part of the WWE. I'm not a fan of the WWE. I haven't been a fan of the WWE in a long time. When they went from WWF to WWE was when I kind of
wow.
shut it off. I was a fan in the Hulkamania days, Macho Man. That was the day where it was fun to watch. Maybe
Here's-
because I was younger and I thought some of it might have been real.
There you go. Want to know a tidbit here? Here, let's see if you can answer this little trivia.
Go.
Who was the only wrestler to debut at the same time on two different shows on Raw, WWE Raw, and WCW Nitro, same night? Only wrestler.
Same night.
Yep,
Wait,
same
what
night.
do you mean?
Because one was pre-taped and the other was live, but they went off on the same day.
Why
Like-
do I feel like I know this?
And it was after the screw job, and he left the WWE. He came out in the WWE, and he
Oh, you're
was all,
talking Bret Hart.
no, yeah, but he was in the screw job. But this wrestler that switched, he came out in the WWE, and he had a full beard. And then the same night he showed up, face shaved, and talked on WCW. And he said he left the company because of the screw job. And you know who it was?
Who?
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yep, well, that guy was for real too. That was somebody who you
Wow.
definitely did not want to screw around with. He was a
No
tough son
kidding.
of a gun.
I'm kidding, man.
Remember when he
Or-
put Jake the Snake's wife on his pants?
we're doing a football show talking about wrestling. Merry Christmas, everybody. We're actually running out of time here. This show flew by.
It's ravishing.
But let's finish it off by this, since we went off script and we're not talking football. Anybody out there watched the Jake Paul Anthony fight? Did you see Jake Paul get his jaw broken off? It was amazing. It
How
was absolutely
swollen was
amazing.
that sucker? What was he doing all the time on his knees anyways, that whole fight?
He didn't want to get beat up.
What
He
a
was running
sissy.
away the whole time.
Call him a sissy, but I know he upped his game and went up to the heavyweight level, but still.
Well, it doesn't matter when
he
you're
doesn't
talking-
look like somebody who can throw a punch, though. They throw so awkward.
He's not a boxer.
So
He's not
what
a
is he, a
boxer.
brief?
He's just a clown, and so is his brother. They're both clowns. They got famous on YouTube. Good for them.
Are they
you know?
twins?
I don't know.
I don't know much about the Pauls.
I don't even care to look it up. Truthfully, I think they're both clowns. I think that Jake Paul got in and over his head this time. He beat Tyson, but we all know Tyson could have annihilated him. And I look back at that going, Tyson he didn't need the money. He did it for the money. And
For boxing.
For boxing. And I think there was a backstory to that. He wanted to kind of help this kid get off the ground a little bit. So I think Jake Paul got in over his head and he talked a lot of shit. And it went 6 rounds because he kept running away from the guy. And you could hear the referee at one point going, the fans didn't pay for this shit. Start fighting. Because he was
He
running
got
away.
called for that low blow. He never even hit him low.
No.
And then Paul was milking that the whole time, and then he kept just dropping to his knee. And I go, what the heck is going on?
It was so annoying to watch. I was getting mad. I called Dames in the middle of the fight going, what the I was getting mad. Like, what am I watching here? I'm glad I didn't pay to watch that. I'd want a refund, personally.
Yeah,
It was a big
boxing's always
letdown.
weird like that.
Well, it's just like if you're going to fight, get in there and fight. But when you keep running away from somebody, that shows you that he was scared.
That's
He knew
why
the
I
guy
like
was
the
going to.
bare knuckle boxing, bare knuckle fights.
We'll have to do a podcast on bare knuckle boxing one day.
Getting
But
awesome.
we got to wrap it up here, T.O., and I want to just take
geez.
one quick moment to thank everybody for tuning in and being here with us. We do wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This show will air live again tomorrow. To those of you that might have missed it, you can definitely check it out tomorrow.
Yeah,
But,
might as well watch with your family on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. Bring in the Christmas season with a little true NFL and NFL. But for right now, we're going to feed the ducks.
No, we're not.
But once again, we thank everyone for being here. Have a safe, happy, Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week, same normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram,
Merry Christmas.
and YouTube. And Merry Christmas to the ugly sweater boy. We'll see y'all next week.
True NFL is brought to you by Raw Live Productions. If you have any questions about the show, you can email us at info@rawlive.com.